Okay, welcome back to our Fox 8 storm coverage as we enjoy the pictures you're sending in, but also warning you of what's still to come.
Absolutely. So Bruce Ketz is joining us now. And here's the thing, they did not treat these roads in advance. Only so far, Tangipahoa Parish is the only group that we know that actually started at midnight. So talk to people about what this is going to look like in a couple of hours, Bruce.
Well, we've been advertising this for what, almost 7 days.
Exactly.
And, the models have been back and forth, but really over the last 3 days, we had a really rock solid agreement that indicated this was going to come to fruition. There were a lot of naysayers out there. I mean, even yesterday, Bruce, there's no way it's going to snow. Just wait, just wait. So a lot of people didn't really take it as seriously, as they should have, I think. Now, again, not a knock on the city, not a knock on planners, but this has been something that has been coming together now, indicated by about 7 days out, and really 3 days into it, we did see it coming to fruition.
Right.
And even as of, today is what, Tuesday, I'm losing track of days now, but on Sunday, I mean, it was basically, I worked that night saying that you're going to wake up and you're going to see a little sleet and snow, and then all day long, you don't need to travel because in your own backyard, you're going to have a winter wonderland.
Right.
And really, the entire area is getting all this snow. So, at this point, I think later tonight, we're going to see this continuing to at least say freeze. I mean, some areas we're going to see really no thawing for hours. I mean, we're talking maybe next 12 to 18 hours. So all the way through now, we're below freezing into tonight and likely most of the day into tomorrow. So we're not going to see the end of this moving out tonight, where people say, well, it'll stop snowing, around 5 or 6, and tomorrow morning we'll get up and go back to work. It's not going to work that way. Right. This snow is going to be around. The good news, if there's any good news with it, it has been a really light, powdery type snow. Yeah. If you get a heavy wet snow, that's where the power lines go down. That's where the tree limbs break. So this has been a very light, powdery snow, and for many people who've been out in it, you can almost look, it looks like a smoke or a dust that's blowing.
Yes.
So if there's any silver lining, yes, it's fun, we're having a great time, but for infrastructure, this has not really been a heavy wet snow that would bring trees down onto power lines. And, during a hurricane, we lose power, but it's hot, but it's tolerable. When you lose power for 5, 7, 10 hours or even longer, when it's 28 degrees, that's a whole different ballgame. So right now we're looking at snow falling likely through 5 to 6 o'clock this evening. Okay. And then sun goes down, we refreeze, and we're going to be going over, the counter's been going over some of the numbers as well. We could see single digits for lows on the North Shore.
That's extremely
Single digits tonight.
And this is the lakefront here.
And this is the lakefront. I mean, when you have blizzard warnings for South Louisiana, like they've had in Southwest Louisiana, yes. I mean, we really almost part of the metro could have had a blizzard warning because we've been seeing these winds gusting to 35 to 40 and the visibility down close to a quarter mile. So this is something in my lifetime, and Lucy, you were born and raised here. Yeah. I'm born and raised here. Absolutely. In my lifetime, this is a once-in-a-lifetime situation that many people probably will ever see. I mean, snow is one thing, but this is literally our blizzard.
And I really want to emphasize the fact that, it wasn't until I moved up north that I saw the massive operation that it is keeping the roads safe through something like this. The plows, then the salt trucks, then the plow again, and it's continuous.
Right.
So for those of you who think that tomorrow morning you can drive anywhere,
no.
The causeway is getting treated as we speak from what we last heard from Carlton Duffer Show.
Yep.
Talk to people about what this refreeze looks like.
Black ice. I mean, you're talking ice that will be invisible, number one. Number two, if we do get any thawing tomorrow, just about freezing for a couple of hours, whatever melts rapidly is going to refreeze again because we've got now snowpack basically from north of the Canadian border to Grand Isle. Wow. I mean, that's just incredible. When you think about a snowpack all the way down to the Gulf Coast through Canada and northward, any air that comes down over that snowpack, it doesn't moderate. It just can't warm up. Where normally we see a cold front move in and it's 30 degrees colder in Denver, but for us, we have about a 15-degree drop because the air moderates. But when you come over a snowpack and ice, it just does not warm up. And that's going to be the issue. I think tomorrow, if we do get any thawing at all, by the evening hours, rapidly it will begin to refreeze. So my prediction is likely
Like,
we're
what
not
does
going to
that
get back to
mean
normal
for
till midday
roads?
Thursday.
Like the roads. I mean, that's what people are going to be concerned about. The roads and the impact, even for emergency officials concerned about the pressure it may have for water and whether it may have to issue boil water advisories. Right. And the temperatures will have a huge role in that.
They do. My son just called me. He lives uptown, and he said, Dad, we're not getting any hot water on the hot side. Well, people have been running their water. The pressure is lower now. And, you know, from a water standpoint, you know, right now we're kind of in the thick of it, where we're below freezing. Tonight we're going to get even colder. People have been running their water to protect their pipes.
Right.
Now we're bringing down the pressure to firefighters. So it's just one of those things that right now it's the worst case scenario as far as water pressure at this point. Yeah. Now we do have reports that the city has gotten a contract with 14 snowplows. And they're going to bring snowplows out, and they're going to bring some salt as well.
Because that's the difference between driving up north and driving here, where the roads are not treated,
and
right?
no fault of the city.
Right.
I mean,
sure,
the,
live and learn.
The amount of money it would take to keep up snowplows and to keep brine and keep the store. I mean, it's just, we don't get it enough every 20, 25 years. So they've negotiated that, have an insight on that.
Okay.
And I may actually try and ride with one of the plows later tonight live.
Great.
So people
and
can
get
see
in
it.
and just kind of show people how this whole thing works, because we're just not used to this.
So Bruce, real quickly, because I know we need to move on, but explain to people again who should be running water and who shouldn't be, the type of home you have, because that has a huge impact on the whole system if everybody is running their water.
Especially if you have a raised home.
So if you have a raised home.
Right. I mean, in many New Orleans homes on the North Shore, you have the older homes in the historical district, you know, in Mandeville and Madisonville and the Garden District area. I mean, those get that wind, and the wind has been brutal. I mean, we were doing the live shots on the top of that building, and it was like, I mean, 5 minutes, we're done. But those type structures that do not have a slab to protect it, especially need to run the water. Now, slab homes, I mean, you know, we say to run the water, but, you know, at this point, I mean, to run the water, we're bringing down the pressure. And this is something that we're not used to long term. Right. We may say one night, run your water, and then we'll be okay. Well, this is going to be a 3-4 night situation. So I'm sure when we get the pressures coming in from the Sewage and Water Board, Jefferson Parish, we're going to start seeing what pressures are like. I mean, you bring the pressure down enough, boil water advisories.
Right.
So again, you know, we're just not equipped for this. And with that comes challenges and issues. And I think we're going to see some of those issues coming up as well.
It's such a great conversation to be continued. I can't wait to see when you are able to show everybody what the plowing actually looks like.
Because that would be an incredible live shot.
Yes.
I mean, literally on the streets, we're seeing 3 to 5 inches of snow on, Norman St. Francis in front of the building.
Amazing.
3 to 5 inches on the streets.
And speaking of, Chris Welty, he was in the Maroney all morning long, and that is
a lot of snow.
One of the spots that saw the most.